why can't I attract a godly man? I feel like only ungodly men ever call me attractive, and I just feel unattractive to the right kind of guys. What do I do?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, first, I think it will be important to explore the feelings that have been attached to who you are as an individual, how you feel about yourself. Just kind of giving yourself that space to say, okay, who am I first of all, and what is attached to that, you
Mm,
know. But then also discovering maybe some common denominators of previous relationships, just to see what's been going on in those relationships. If it's been hurt, let's see what that's connected to.
mm,
If it's anger, let's find out where that's coming from. And so maybe trying to find some patterns in those relationships first, um, as we kind of explore who that individual is as well, and knowing how they feel and think about themselves, even that may be connected to some previous experiences, and just how they have embraced, self concept or self care or just their own identity. And so once we've allowed for that person to kind of process through that and find that healthy space in themselves, then it's probably advantageous to kind of work on helping them to define personal expectations in relationships and what that's going to look like, going back to like the boundaries that we talked about and being clear about what those expectations need to look like, and just allowing that person to be able to better define what they're going to allow in their space. But first, that work would need to be done just to kind of dig in a little bit and explore to say, okay, well, who are you? Who are
mm.
you in the relationship? Who do you, define yourself as, and what's attached to all of that? Because before you can allow healthier relationships in your space, you first have to know who you are. You
Yeah,
you first have to know what that looks like, what that feels like, so that you can know, okay, in order for me to look and feel like this, then I have to know who is allowed in my space to reinforce that.
mm.
So yeah, I would definitely work with that person in that way.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. And I mean, it's just that's a hard space to be in. And I like that
Mhm.
you mentioned like what are your expectations? Like
Yeah,
what
yeah,
are you expecting from somebody, and what are, your needs and your wants that you're
yes.
wanting, and also that you just mentioned like starting with you,
Mhm,
I mean, to me, like I don't know where this person is at, if
mhm.
maybe they are really feeling lonely, maybe are
Yeah,
really feeling insecure or something like that. And there's
right.
something that needs to be addressed and worked through in order to get to a point
Yeah.
where not that it doesn't matter to you anymore, but where
Mhm.
you feel okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, a lot of times people don't know that they have kind of like carried over these feelings or carried over these insecurities or,
Mhm.
feelings of loneliness or mistrust or, whatever defense mechanisms they may have thrown up before,
Right,
those may be present and they don't know it. And
right.
so it is a matter of kind of starting with that transformation first with the individual before recognizing, okay, so now what is allowed to come in, what is allowed to be in, and I love the word space, but what's allowed to come into my space now,
I think it's a
based
great word to use. Yeah, for
it's
sure.
awesome, it is, when you really start thinking about it, it really, gives you that power to say, yeah, this is what's allowed in my space, but you have to know what's there first. You have to know what's been there. You have to know what maybe needs to be released or dealt with or processed through. So yeah, before you even allow anyone else into that space, you've got to be able to know, who you are in that space first.